Bye, Frankie. Are you leaving?
Yeah.
Bye. Have a good. Ming, say hi. Say hi to
No,
David.
Frankie can say hi. Hey, Frankie.
How are you?
How are you? What's going on?
I'm eating.
You're eating? Are you gonna go eat? That's what you're gonna go do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, so what was I saying about I'm sorry.
About social media and like the negative effects and that.
The girls, right. So, right. But honestly, I think that more than social media, which I think also when we see the show and we see what the other ladies are saying, kind of like behind our back, because we're not in every scene. Yes, we film together, but like sometimes you don't film always with the same people. So obviously, I think the first impact would be when we see each other on the actual show and see that they're talking shit behind our back, amongst their friends or, in the confessionals. And then obviously when there's, social media, that you can do it the same. I don't participate in that. If I have something to tell you, I'm going to tell you in your face. I'm not going to go on Twitter. I mean, if you're my friend and I'm like talking to you, hanging out with you, I'm going to go on Twitter or on social media to say something about you. No, I either pick up the phone, old school, or in person, and I tell you in your face.
I love a good old school phone moment. Well, you do have a lot going on in your life. We've seen and learned, like you said, we've caught up for the 8 years. Like we've learned, like your late husband, Herman, was gay, and like, your father was gay.
Well, he was bisexual. I want to say that they're bisexual.
Bisexual.
Yeah. I mean, that's what their history shows, that they were bisexual, and I do believe in bisexuality. So yeah, I like to say bisexual.
Both Herman and your father.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's why I'm here.
That is how you are here. What was the conscious decision? Like, is it ever like, was that like a big decision for you to share that, talk to me about that thought process? Did you go through any, maybe I shouldn't bring this up?
Yeah, no, you know what? I've told a lot of my friends that know me and stuff, so I'm in my 50s, at a different stage in my life. When I started the show, not that I was a different person, because I've always been the same person. But, I get it. Sometimes people judge and they're like, oh, but why would you say that now? Or why would you do that now? You know what? You don't know. It's like something internally that happens to you. And, like I said, my 50s were a very enlightening time in my life. I lost my dad when he was 52 years old. So when I turned 52 years old, I couldn't even celebrate it. All I can think about was my dad. He had such a short life. I value my life so much more now in my 50s than I did when I was in my 20s and my 30s. I took it for granted. It was I thought I was never going to get old. I thought I was never going to age. I thought it was different. It's not even explainable, because it's a feeling within yourself. The 40s were kind of still figuring it out, but I still wasn't, mature enough, emotionally, and just had the wisdom that I have today. But my 50s, and it wasn't even turning 50. Because at 50, I was still no, it was 52 was such an important year in my life, because on my birthday, I did not want to celebrate it. And I didn't, by the way. And all I can think about was my dad, and said, my God, my dad, I lost my dad when he was my age. He didn't get to live the life that, he should have had. I was I didn't have my dad. He did, I thought about my children, how could Peter and Frankie, it was such a strange year for me. So because of that, I did so much growing, spiritually. I started writing a book after Frankie's accident, and that was very healing for me. It was very therapeutic. And, just started opening up, just saying things, that I would have never said, to people, and kind of just accepting them and saying, you know what, I am the woman that I am today because of all these life experiences, that I've gone through. Okay, so now I'm a public person. So, my lessons are public, and my family's lessons are public. And that's the only difference. But because there's many women that go through a lot of the things that I've gone through, and it's not what you've gone through, it's how you react from it, how you get up, how you continue to live your life. And, I think that that's what I've been very fortunate about, because I've been able to do that. I've been able to, no matter what obstacle or challenge or adversity I've had in my life, I've been able to move forward and not really focus on the past.
And I think, like you say, like when we're young, you know, like when you're 19 or 22, you think like, oh, 52, it's not old, but you think it's
Oh yeah,
old.
I thought my dad was an old man. Yeah, and then I turned 52, and I was like, oh my god! And I look at his pictures, and he looked beautiful too. He didn't even have a wrinkle, and there was no Botox back then. I was like, my dad looked really, really good, right? And you know, and I just like I started living different, David, from that day. I mean, differently, completely different. And as a matter of fact, I never really loved my birthday, and now I love my birthday. I'm turning 55, and I'm gonna celebrate the shit out of it because you know what? It is a big celebration because we take our, you know, our life for granted, and we're not promised that we're gonna be here tomorrow. So, you know, I have a lot of great friends and family, and I plan on celebrating my birthday. And like I said, my 50s, you know, I don't want to apologize for anything. I love who I am. I love my life. I'm grateful. You know, I don't think about, you know, the not so nice things that have happened in my life, because I don't even like to say they're tragedies because, you know, I accepted them and there's a reason for it. You know, we may not know like when it happens and when we're going through them, but time will prove to you that there was a reason.
Well, that's good. You have no regrets. Like you don't regret anything from the show or anything.
I have no regrets. I don't have any regrets about anything in my life because I feel like if you do have that regret, that will. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
She wants to be part of the show.
No, hay que cogerla porque si el señor ya terminó. Okay, sorry.
She wants to be part of the show, or he.
Yes.
So no regrets.
No regrets for nobody because and like I said, there shouldn't be regrets. It might be something you don't like, but don't regret it. Just like learn from it and say, you know what, understand it, accept it, and say, there had to be a reason why, and don't regret it. Because I feel like people that are caught with that, oh my God, I regretted did this. You know what I regret? What I haven't done. That's what I regret, you know? And I always said, if I would have like a yacht one day, I was gonna call it, I should have. Because it's always like, oh, I should have done it. That's what you should regret, what you didn't do, not what you've done.
Well, one thing that you don't need to regret and one thing that you did is you met Herman's ex-lover. We didn't see it on TV, but I know you met him in real life. Was that like cathartic for you? Like, do you feel like, did you get closure from that?
I did, you know, I feel like when I spoke, you know, to his partner, to his boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, I was ready to do that. As a matter of fact, when I found out about after Herman passed away and I found out about this individual, my reaction was always to want to meet him and to want to speak to him. And I wanted answers. And, you know, he was the person that he was with, obviously. So I wanted to know more. But, you know, all my friends and family advised me not to do it because I was at a very vulnerable time in my life. And, you know, I was grieving and I had different emotions, and which was true. And, you know, I still had, you know, angry, depressed, all these different kinds of emotions. So it wasn't the time to do it, but those were always my intentions. And, you know, I thought, and I was asking people, do you think I'm weird that I want to do that? I mean, is it? And they're like, yes. But I never thought that, you know, so I said, you know what, the time will come when I'm ready to do this. And I am the kind of person, you know, that I can take it. You know, I feel like women would say, well, I couldn't because, you know, I can't take it and I can't hear those things. You know what? I can. And that's why I did it. I knew it was going to be something that was going to be positive for me. And you know, and I thought that it was going to be something that was positive for him because